What up, fam? So I think it's time that LEGO quits with the yellow for the skin tone of its minifigures. Alright, not really, but hear me out. So I've wanted to do this video for quite some time. In fact, I've done similar videos twice that I've never released out into the public because of the flack that I could probably get for it, arguments that I just did not want to dive into. But after chilling with Jucel on Cali Clique and listening to Claire Ninja, I'm just going to release something similar to what I had before. Whether you agree with me or not, just hear me out. Now, a lot of fans and LEGO want you to believe that yellow is the universal color of everybody. Not one color is different from the other, blah 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 blah, we're all peace and harmony. I find that to be a bunch of full disclosure. I am half black, half Filipino. My mom is Filipino, my father's black. Now I already struggle with cultural identification because one, I don't look black, so I'm not fully accepted in the black community, and I'm too American for my Filipino side. My wife is Mexican, she looks white, and my kids are kind of just jacked up all over the place. But the one thing that I'm trying to teach them is to embrace the differences between each other, because that's what makes you special. Now, to kind of put everybody in one color playing field, it's like you don't want to acknowledge the differences between each other that makes each culture and individual different in a good way. It's like putting a blanket of where we come from. And cultural identity is very important because it makes the melting pot where we find ourselves currently today better than what it was in the past. Now, going back to it, LEGO themselves have pretty much made a statement based on the way they do their minifigure colors when they released the Lando Calrissian minifigure in Star Wars. If LEGO really wanted us to believe that everybody was one single color, then Lando Calrissian from Star Wars would have come out as yellow as well. But if you look at the 20th anniversary minifigures that were released, what, a year or two ago? Luke, Leia, Han, they were all yellow, but Lando Calrissian was black. Now, I don't have a problem with that, but that just solidifies the fact that yellow is everybody else but those of African descent. If yellow was truly the case of everybody's the same color, because everybody's different, then Lando would have been yellow. And if you look at the history of when flesh tones came out, Lando Calrissian came out in 2003 in the Star Wars line, and he was the only one of color. If you were to look at the other minifigures at the same time, Luke Skywalker was also yellow. So they already made a clear statement that yellow is everybody else but black. I probably might not be able to blame LEGO for this. It could be Disney or Lucasfilm who wanted Lando to be black anyways, because obviously when you have a licensed theme, you have to also get an approval from the license to Omnis Nominus you can sell this. So they may have strong-armed LEGO to not make him yellow, but LEGO went with it anyways. But if LEGO really wanted to stick with the whole yellow theme but still appease Lucasfilm, they could still do the black Lando and make proper skin tones for Luke at the same time at the same year, because by putting Lando as a dark skin complexion, then they automatically label the rest of the yellow as everybody else that's not dark. I'm just gonna leave that there. I'm not trying to get into woke culture because I really don't give a crap about that. All I'm saying is that I love the flesh tone minifigures. I honestly think they're more realistic, and if you are like me and many other people out there, you want to create a sig figure of yourself. And well, yellow, although I get it, and I'm happy that another content creator kind of brought this to light and that I wasn't the only one that felt this way. And that could be just an Asian American thing where the yellow can be a little bit derogatory, but the Chinese New Year sets being Chinese and Asian and them still being yellow, it just doesn't sit well with me. And yeah, superheroes, Jurassic World, Star Wars, licensed theme, they have skin colors. But those skin colors are also limited in the inventory that we're given. Now, it's not completely LEGO's fault. I get it. They're pretty much appeasing to what characters are available at the time of the movies. And that's a whole nother issue amongst itself where Hollywood doesn't really diversify its characters. It is what it is. I can get into the whole Shang-Chi thing if you really want to see an in-depth talk about this. In hopes to keep this video short and this conversation limited, if you want to listen to more of this topic, check out episode 29 on Cali Clique featuring Jucel or Bricks and Mortar, where we kind of get a little bit more in-depth look into this topic. But all I want to say is I think it's time that LEGO ups its inventory on the skin complexion. I'm not saying get rid of yellow altogether. If LEGO wants to commit to keep doing yellow, I just say just do something simple like create a people's pack of different color flesh tones, nougat, light nougat, dark nougat, whatever, however you want to call the colors. Put all the flesh tones in like people packs. I know LEGO could afford it with the budget in City because City is one of the top themes in LEGO and it gives them a lot of profit. So instead of investing to so many sets in the LEGO City theme, divert the funding into just making a lot of prints and colors of people packs of different people with different skin complexions, to include the babies. That's all I really want to get at. I'm just trying to provide a solution and suggestion to LEGO, hopefully that they're listening, that maybe there might be a better way to get inventory of different color skin tones on both male and female, because if you reference Women's Bricks Initiative, that article does a really good job bringing out the differences between male and female minifigures and the lack thereof, especially those of color. And I'm fully aware of when color came around, starting with Star Wars and the NBA. Now the NBA and even the Native Americans, or Indians as LEGO puts it, during the Western theme, were very caricature-like and was kind of off-putting. Now that LEGO's kind of solidified the way they're going to do their faces going forward, it will be nice to see more skin colors available for not only for myself to choose a proper sig fig, but so that way there is a decent amount of inventory for a lot of people around the world to be able to create themselves. Face it, LEGO, I know you guys keep pushing away that minifigures aren't a thing. Minifigures are half your product, except the fact that people love the minifigure and people want to identify with the minifigure, and the minifigure themselves does exclude a lot of people. I'm just gonna leave it at that. So let me know what you guys think. If you agree with me, disagree with me, write it down below. And if you made it with me all the way to the end of this video, give me a thumbs up, thumbs down, like, comment, subscribe below, and I'll see you in the next video. All right guys, peace.